Hey, it's the Nerdy Sports Fan. We're talking Week 4 NFL action here, and this is one of the more exciting games on the schedule. We have the Vikings going to Chicago against the Bears. Now, these are two of the top defenses in the league. Obviously, the Bears are better, but the Vikings have an offense. And the Bears, do they really? You know? Matt Nagy's supposed to be this offensive guru, but until last week, his offense looked terrible. And last week, they went against the Broncos. Okay, that's just... Broncos are 0-3 for a reason, all right? He did say that he simplified things to try and make it so people can play faster. What that means to me is Mitch Trubisky can't handle the offense just yet. So... I still think they need to use David Montgomery a lot more than they do. Derek Cohen's nice, but he's not an every down guy. All right, he's a change of pace dude. So get Montgomery out there way more. Until they do that, I don't see this offense consistently doing well against very good defenses like Minnesota's. That being said, the Bears' defense is so good. Just so good. The Vikings have an offense that's built to go against this kind of defense. Run first. They still have good wide receivers, though. So, you know, when they got that defense concentrating on the run, they can go over the top. That's the theory. Theory and fact are very different things, okay? Kirk Cousins, with this offense, still not going to do it against this defense. Just still not, okay? There's not an offensive line in the league that can handle this defensive front. There's not a single wide receiver grouping that I think will dominate this defensive secondary. There is not a single running back that I think cannot be handled by these linebackers. They are fast at all three levels of the defense and hard hitting. They are big, just monstrous dudes on this defense. So the Vikings will need to come correct. Now they will. They really will. They are a run-first defense priority team. So they're going to come in with the game plan and the mindset, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. Okay, we've seen multiple games now where having the right game plan and having a pretty good defense yourself doesn't mean a damn thing against this team. I'm sorry, it wasn't Denver last week. Chicago beat Washington. So they're on a short week. Okay, they just played Monday Night Football, but that just means they're going to vanilla game plan it. Okay, when you have one less day of prep time, you don't have the time to overthink it, and that's what Matt Nagy was doing. So I honestly think the offense is going to be more simplified, and they might actually get David Montgomery involved more. The defense doesn't need to be simplified or complexified or anything like that. They're just damn good, and they just need to keep on doing what they were doing. They're a 2-point favorite, Chicago, mostly because they're at home, and I think that's a good spread. I have Chicago winning this game. I have it being so close, I would not touch this with my money at all. There's a chance Vikings win this. There's a good chance the Vikings win this. In fact, better than half the country think it's going to happen. I've got the Bears in this one because their defense against that offense, in my mind, is better than the Vikings' defense against the Bears' offense. I do think the Bears' offense can put it together. We saw at the end of last season that they're capable of that. David Montgomery will eventually be the workhorse running back. It's just a matter of when in the season. The reason they're holding him back is the reason they hold back every running back that's a rookie coming into the league. The guy doesn't know pass protection yet. That's always the answer, okay? And when you have a young quarterback who's still not like the field general type that they need him to be, you need somebody who's going to be able to pass protect. And Montgomery's not there yet, okay? He doesn't understand blocking schemes yet because he was never asked to understand blocking schemes until he got to the NFL. That's always the story with running backs. So he'll get there. It'll be like week 5 plus once he gets there because it takes a while to grasp the blocking scheme, get where you got to be, get the technique down. It takes time. He'll get there. He's a big dude. As soon as he gets the technique and the timing and everything down in that blocking scheme, he's going to be able to block. He's a big dude. He's just got to be willing. So he'll get there. I say this week they start leaning on him more. I still think it's a couple weeks before that becomes a full-time thing. Gabriel really showed out last week. Gabriel showed that he is the guy in this passing offense to own fantasy-wise. This passing offense is so inconsistent, it's insane. So Allen Robinson is the number 1 wide receiver, absolutely. But is he going to get the targets necessary to make him effective? Gabriel is a speedster. He might not get the targets, but he can turn one play into all you need production-wise out of a wide receiver. And that's the kind of game-breaking you need if you're going to start any of the wideouts for Chicago. So I get Gabriel over Robinson just because he's a feast or famine guy, okay? He's not going to produce a damn thing for you one week. The next week he's going to give you 35 points, okay? So if you're going to gamble on anybody as far as a Bears receiver, Gabriel's the one to gamble on. I'm still skittish on the running back situation. I still bench all their running backs. I do think Montgomery gets used more, but until I see it, I'm not putting my faith in that anymore. Just the Bears defense, you start every single game because they can dominate anybody if they feel like it. The Vikings defense you need to start in this game. I mean, the Bears' offense is bad. There's no two ways about it. Mitch Trubisky is not anywhere near the quality of any of the quarterbacks that came out in that draft other than him. Why you pick him over Deshaun Watson is still a question in my mind years later. And it should be. The guy's a chump, okay? At least right now. He hasn't figured it out yet. And the Vikings defense is going to take advantage of that. They're not going to score many points. And neither team is going to score anything for points. So wide receivers in this game need to be benched, essentially, except for Thielen. That's it. Thielen's a target monster. So start him. But, yeah, everybody else on the Vikings, receiving core, their tight end, just bench them. Dalvin Cook is going to have the worst game of his year. The worst. So, he's like a running back 3 this week. Flex play kind of player. He is not a number 1 running back against this defense. Nobody is. Okay? Nobody. So, start the defenses. Make sure Thielen's in your lineup. Dalvin Cook's a flex. Okay? You're going to have better options than Cook because this defense will manhandle that offense. If you like watching good defense, this is the game, man. This is the game that I'm putting on. Because I want to see people just get pinned to the turf. I want to see hard tackling. I want to see sacks. I want to see interceptions. I get it. Everybody else likes offense. I get it. I like seeing safeties run up the seam and just label running backs 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. That's what I like seeing. Okay? Yeah, it's always going to be that for me. I came up in the league in the 90s, and I like seeing that hard-hitting, fast-paced defense that attacks the offense. And this is the game for that. Okay? Both defenses are going to be teeing off on these offenses. It will be low scoring. It will be hard hitting. It will be an absolute slugfest and exactly what you expect out of the NFC North. Enjoy it, guys. This is football in its purest form right here. This is what the sport's meant to be. This is the game to watch. It's going to be tight. It's going to be close. It's going to be an absolute brawl. And I can't wait. Don't bet this game. Just don't. Okay? It is a 2-point spread. Okay? And it could go either way. There's way too much risk on either side. I don't put money anywhere near this thing. Okay? But, yeah. Start the defenses and enjoy watching an absolute brawl of a game. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Hit up the rest of the videos for more fantasy advice, guys.